songs, boss lady.
I'm
She
not
cut
even
out for
mad
you.
at Pac though. Like,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know why we even comparing Pac because
yeah, I'm
I
not.
said I'm cool with Pac being up
Yeah,
there. Like I don't
but
understand that.
yeah, I'm not mad at that because I debate, the older generation with Pac. You know what I'm saying? If we talking about like rap, we just talking about music and shit like that. Like, I feel like I can put up a good debate with Drake lyrics and being lyrical, whatever. Any subject y'all want to play with Drake, and that's what I'm going at with Tay. You can name any rapper that you feel better, like fuck Pap. Any other rapper in your mind you feel better than Drake. I swear to God, bro. Damn near all of us in here, we can go verse for verse with any of these shit, and Drake shit gonna make sense. So I don't know why y'all be trying to stick to this. Oh, they rap better than Drake. We just like heard Black Thoughts, which he was rapping. He was in a pocket and shit like that. But it's like, all right, we can
What the
turn
fuck
on
you was
Churchill
saying?
Downs verse and really remember shit in there, and his bars are like, I don't know what you niggas be saying. Then you talk about it's conversations like this, bro. Like, yeah, I was joking earlier calling niggas trash and shit like that, but we can get down to the raps for real. Like, you niggas be talking about this bias shit. Like, I hate when niggas get to talking like that. That's why I had to stop you earlier when you was talking about, yeah, I could dance to it, like, cause niggas like to say that and use that narrative like Drake don't got introspective songs and unlimited bars and different pockets on all type of shit. Like, you sound crazy talking about we sound crazy saying niggas not better than Drake and rap. No, we don't sound crazy. He better
I
than
do
all the niggas
sound
you thinking
crazy.
right now.
And you took my words in the wrong way, first
No,
off,
we did.
because
No, I didn't,
just
bro.
because I said that you can dance to Drake music, it don't mean that like while I'm dancing, enjoying the shit, that I'm not catching what the fuck he's saying. Cause I
No,
actually do.
yeah,
You
you
don't gotta
do.
sit
You do.
still to
But I
catch
said
this
you do.
shit.
But did you
But
catch what I said?
even
Yeah, you
even
do. I said, but people use that narrative and they don't be catching bars, bro. Because it be five layered bars, bro. That's
hold on,
why
let
I
me just
say
say
when
this
you
real
talk
quick
about
too.
niggas is better than Drake, it's like how? Explain who? You talking about you said Pat Poose. We like Pat Poose. Why? Because we doing ABC like rhymes and all that. Like, yeah, he do be rapping good, yeah. But Drake rap better
And then you
and more
calling
consistent.
ABC wrong. You calling lyrical
No, I'm
ROMs
not saying
ABC and
ABC.
all that.
No, I'm
Niggas
not.
is saying shit. You just
Wait, wait,
ain't
wait,
No,
wait,
getting
wait.
it,
I'm
I'll,
bro.
not
I'll
saying
I'll add
ABC.
this to another point when he's talking about when you
When
said
he's
like you
you,
can dance to this shit. If you take out the songs that you can dance to, all the songs like the timestamps, the make them remembers, the do not disturb, those not songs you dance to. We're talking about even those songs makes him better than whoever you talking about. I'm not talking about God's plan where he's like, you can bop to that. I'm talking about the songs like Middle of the Ocean. That's just 6-7 minutes of pure bars. That's not no dance shit. So that's why he's saying like the
yeah, and we
I'm
dancing.
not
niggas,
even talking about the dance music. I'm just saying that you
bro,
can
you keep
enjoy
missing the
Drake
whole point
music
because you
in a
keep hearing
different
dance,
fucking
bro.
way.
You missing the whole point because you keep hearing dance. We're saying take out the fuck that, bro. We're talking about all the times, all the shit he's really rapping on, and that's damn near 90% of his shit, bro. If niggas really listening, it's better than whoever you saying better than him, bro. That's what we saying. Simple as that, bro. I was joking earlier about the trash and all that shit, but like I said, bro, with Drake and any of them niggas you thinking about, bro, we can go song for song, rapping songs and bars for bar and verses, and it's gonna be better. He got on the shit with Benny the Butcher, a nigga that y'all love and say, oh, he's a good rapper. This
I'm
is
not even
hip
a
hop,
Benny
and
the
he
Butcher fan, but all right.
Bro,
Benny's
you
dirt.
see, I hate when niggas love missing the point I'm saying because they say they hear somebody say and want to take that. I'm just saying, bro. Any of the good rappers that niggas be claiming, Drake is rapping better than them, bro. The one of them West Side Guns or whatever, Crooked Face or whatever, just got on the one Make 'em Pay beat, and it showed the difference.
That
Like,
shit
yeah,
was
he's a good
ass.
rapper, but he don't sound like Drake
I
on
ain't
that
even
really,
a
bro.
Griselda fan, bro.
Hey, my nigga, what?
Oh my
Like, you
god,
ain't really
you
talking
okay,
about
bro?
shit,
Keep
bro.
missing my
Like,
point.
listen,
All right,
bro.
I'm done, bro.
Time out. You ain't talking about shit. This
You
whole
about to
time,
blow
all you
my
been
hot,
doing,
bro.
you ain't named artists. You said Pat Poose once, and that's all you said. And all you kept saying is the same
Cause
shit.
I don't
You're not
even
talking
care
about
no
shit.
more,
Why
bro.
you up here?
I don't even
Why
give
you
a
up
fuck
here,
about
nigga?
what y'all
Get the fuck
talking
out of
about
here,
no
then,
Hey,
nigga.
more.
I
Why the
know
fuck
you
you up
don't,
here,
and we don't
pussy?
give a fuck
Kick
about
me
what you
out. I
talking
don't
about.
give
Yes,
a
Hold,
nigga,
fuck,
hold
yeah,
on,
nigga.
we
man, bro.
do give
Hold
a
on, bro.
fuck
We ain't gonna
about
do
what
that.
you
We gonna
talking
do that.
about.
We
You
gonna
think
do
I
that.
I just want to know what he
We
mad
do.
for. Like, what you for? Like, we just don't agree that Drake is a better rapper. Like, I don't understand how did that make you upset that we just don't agree. Like, we don't have to agree that MF Doom makes good music. We don't have to agree with that. Like, bro, you can have that.
I ain't worrying
Okay, so
about
why
who the
you in?
fuck
So
y'all
I just have
don't
a question.
agree
Why
with.
you
I
in
don't
here? Why do you
care. I
have an
just want
attitude
y'all to
about it
shut
though?
up about this shit,
Okay, but
period,
you got
bro.
an attitude, and we in
Flat
here
out.
like chilling and having a conversation. It sound like you got an attitude about it. So I just want to know what you mad for.
And you ain't saying shit, nigga. You
because
ain't saying a goddamn thing. You ain't
because
saying
the thing
shit.
about it, you ain't
You ain't
talking
saying
about
shit, nigga.
shit,
I
nigga.
was listening to you the whole time. You ain't
You
talking
ain't
about shit,
talking
nigga.
about shit.
All you talking about is bullshit.
You
You ain't
ain't
Trolling
bringing up
talking
no
again,
about
bro.
names.
shit.
You ain't. All you doing is
Hello,
Fuck
talking,
you
nigga.
talking
Hold
about.
on,
my
I
hold on.
don't
nigga, my
have
All
nigga
you
G
doing
feelings.
is
up
I
here.
don't
talking,
Hold
even
on,
nigga.
I
chill.
don't
Get your
even want
fat
to
ass
have
out of
this
here, pussy.
conversation no more. That's the whole
Fuck you
point
talking about,
about
nigga?
it.
Get the fuck out
I
of
Trolling
don't
here,
even
nigga.
again,
want to
though.
talk
You
about
see
this
how
shit no more
niggas
because
be,
I
bro?
don't give
We
a
Get
have
the
fuck.
fuck out of here,
Nigga,
then,
don't be
bitch. Get the
talking
fuck
over
out of
That's
here,
the
Kitty,
pussy.
you
whole
Stop
bitch
lying to
thing.
ass
I
yourself.
don't
nigga.
give a fuck about
we
what
have
y'all
Get back,
talking
conversations,
bitch.
but
about.
Shut the
when
fuck
niggas
up.
can't
Fuck
back
you
up what
talking
they
about.
saying,
You
they don't
shut
want to
the
talk
fuck
no
I
up,
more.
think
bitch
he
So hold
ass
on,
probably
hold,
nigga.
felt
hey,
the
hey,
fuck
hey,
up
hey,
with
hey,
that guy.
Tay,
I
Straight
think he
up.
Tay, you're
probably
not
feel
gonna
a
be
way
disrespectful,
about
nigga. Chill,
MF
chill,
Doom.
chill.
Y'all been disrespectful, so
Man, nigga,
damn right
fuck
I'm
you.
gonna be
Get
So
your
what?
Yeah,
bitch
I
So
ass
think
disrespectful.
so
on,
that's
see,
Fuck
you
what
is
that
you
started
was,
say?
feeling
Ho.
disrespectful talking about some
Straight up.
y'all talking this is ridiculous and all this. Nigga, we was just trying to have a conversation with you.
Y'all are
You okay,
ridiculous.
well,
Y'all
you's
sound
ridiculous. You
delusional
and
as fuck.
Papoose is ridiculous, nigga. That response you had
Ain't no
about
You
Papoose is
ridiculous. And
ridiculous. You
y'all
sound
keep bringing
fucking
up the
goofy.
same
Fuck wrong with you.
artists I'm not even fucking talking about no more.
Of all the New
You
Y'all
York
keep
bro,
rappers,
saying
though,
the
Papoose
You
same
Papoose,
is
mad?
You
shit.
You
not.
mad?
mad at
You're
us because
mad
we
Papoose
brought
because
is
we
up
think
not.
Drake is
Papoose?
a better
Straight
rapper.
up.
Right? You in a Drake space and
I
you're
don't
mad that
think
niggas
Drake
are
is
saying
a
that Drake is
bad
the best
rapper.
rapper.
I
Like
don't
fuck wrong
think
with
Drake
you.
is a
Get your
bad
ass up
rapper.
out of here.
Y'all just don't
If you
get
didn't
my
think niggas
opinion,
was gonna
so
sit on here and say that
fuck
Nigga
Drake
who
on
was
the
a
cares?
better
spectrum.
rapper,
Like, this
then what
nigga
the fuck
slow
is
as
you in a
fuck,
Drake
nigga.
space for?
This nigga
Night
slow as
Owl
fuck.
Because
Space.
I'm
You
a
you
Drake
dead ass
fan.
slow as fuck, my nigga. You on the spectrum. I promise
Y'all
you.
just
Yo,
delusional.
shut the fuck up,
Y'all don't
nigga.
get it. So
Your
who
ass is
gives
a
a
fucking
fuck?
goofy. How about that?
Wait, let's clear this up.
Y'all all
Tay,
fucking
who's
goofy
your
and
goat?
delusional
Who's
as
your
fuck.
goat? Tay, who's your goat?
Fucking Papoose.
Drake is one of my goats, but he's just not my
Nah.
only
Who
goat.
is the goat?
There is not one goat to me
Is it
because I
Drake
Hey,
or
love hip
not?
hop as
give
a
me
whole.
five then. Give me some goats then, because this nigga dancing, boy. This nigga be
Freddie
dancing.
Gibbs, Drake, shit, Wayne, Big Sean, like a lot of motherfuckers.
Big Sean is one of your goats.
Freddie Gibb ass also.
bro say
I'm just
Freddie
gonna say
Gibbs.
that.
Look, man, that's what I'm saying,
Freddie
bro.
Gibbs is another fucking mad
Listen, man,
villainy
that's
cunt.
he said that's one of his goals, bro. But this is what I be talking about with these niggas,
Freddie
bro.
Gibbs,
It
alright.
We
is.
get it, y'all get up here, bro.
I like Big
We been
Sean.
having a
What's wrong with Big
conversation, bro. We
Sean?
disagree with you, bro. You get defensive and shit like that, bro. Talk about niggas delusional, bro. And
Why
we
y'all
trying
be
to have
letting ugly
we trying
niggas
to
up
have a
here?
conversation with you, bro. We asking you top
Yo.
rappers. You act like you can't respond. Like you say Papoose, all right. You don't want to talk about him no more. All right, so
Why
just
y'all
name
be
another
letting
rapper.
crack babies up here? That's a
I literally
crackhead.
got I
Look at
literally got
him. Look at
passionate
his
about this
picture. Look at you,
subject because
nigga.
it's
You got
about hip
extra
hop.
chromosomes, bitch. Look at you.
Nigga, you
You
still ain't
ugly
name no
as
rappers.
fuck.
That
Shut
don't
your
even
ugly
hurt
ass
me
up,
though.
you bitch
That
ass
don't hurt
nigga.
me. I
You
posted
ever
that
talk to
picture
Kitty like
obviously.
that again, I'll pistol whip and piss on you,
This
nigga.
nigga
Who
talking
the
about some
fuck you
bullshit,
think
nigga.
you
This nigga
talking
still
to
ain't name
with
no
those
rappers, no
pussy ass
fucking
lips
no
on your
lyrics, no
face,
nothing.
nigga?
Like, what the
You
I'm
the
fuck?
not
ugliest
even
nigga
trying to
on this
even keep
app, bitch.
arguing with
You
y'all. I
ugly
got
ass bitch
passionate
ass
about
nigga.
this
Shut the
shit
fuck up
because of
talking,
fucking
you
hip
hoe
hop.
ass
You
nigga.
shut the
You look
fuck
like
up.
you wear
Hey,
diapers, bitch.
You
You
shut
Man,
the
y'all
faggot
fuck
ass
bitches
up. You
nigga.
goofy.
really think
Look
I
at
give
your
a fuck
jaws,
about
nigga.
you
You
talking
Y'all
about
look
my
bitches
like
picture?
goofy,
you
nigga.
Bitch, I
Gucci, bitch.
obviously
Shut the
Still
posted
fuck
it
up,
ugly.
because I'm
hoe.
Still ugly.
Shut
confident in
up,
myself,
bitch.
Bullshit.
bitch.
You
I
Don't you
don't care
obviously
ever
about
still
what
talk
you
to
shit.
Kitty like
talking
that
about.
again,
Shut
You
the
bitch.
obviously
fuck
Shut the
still
up.
fuck
shit.
up.
Like,
Shut
why
the
all
you
right,
fuck
still
nah,
up.
you
mad? Fuck
Shut
calling,
you
you
up,
talking
calling,
about?
you
bitch.
calling the
Shut
woman
up,
up
Talking
here
bitch.
about, nigga.
bees and stuff. He had to go. He had to
Fuck
go.
you
He
thought was gonna
calling
happen,
niggas
nigga?
bitches and stuff. Like you can't do that. You're not
He
gonna
is
disrespect
the
the queen.
bitch. Look at
Up here
him.
sounding
Look
slow
at
as
that
fuck, nigga.
nigga.
Like, what the fuck
That
wrong
nigga
with this nigga,
slow
man?
like his mama. His mama and daddy was fucking each other and they was both in special ed classes. The fuck out of here. Nigga, don't you ever talk to Kitty like that again, bitch. I'll beat you up, ho.
Sure, nigga.
I'm outside, bitch. I will find you, nigga. I'm good at finding niggas, nigga. Don't you ever talk to her like that, bitch ass nigga. I'll piss on you, nigga. The fuck?
Like, nigga, what the fuck wrong with him? He was in here chilling for a minute. Like he was in
Oh,
here chilling.
this
Like he
conversation went downward real
it
He got a
really
quick.
fucking
did.
attitude. That's why he just mad because niggas didn't agree that MF Doom was could
It
make good music. Like
was
nigga,
the
we don't have to
It
agree
was
that we
the
like
MF
that shit.
Dooms.
I think Inevitable baited him.
Man, what
Yeah,
is it?
inevitable. You
I
got to
can't even
stop
play
saying
around this
trash.
bitch, bro. Then
That
I
Inevitable.
shit
be
was was
getting
and
mad
trash.
and
stop
shit.
saying trash.
No, that shit was
Hey, but
ass.
no, though, I be playing, but I be serious too. Like, bro, shit be trash, bro. Not in a way of
You
like,
can't tell me it's
bro,
serious though, and
if
you
that shit
toxic.
ain't
Yeah,
It's
they
on,
probably
bro.
serious.
he probably couldn't tell. Yeah.
No,
Nah, bro.
I
He
didn't
he
like how
come
he
with
It's
the
was.
attitude,
Yeah,
gang.
I
He
didn't
come
I
like
with
how
was
that
he was
trying to
trying to
aggressive
shoot.
make
shit.
I was
us.
trying to shoot him some bail until he said papoose.
He just kind of trying to make it seem like that we were like super biased for Drake. Like he was like, y'all just only like Drake
No,
and
we're
y'all just
hating.
only
We're not
this.
even
That's what I
Oh,
hating.
didn't
we
like.
did. Oh
Yeah, that's
well,
what.
look at him. Did y'all
Yeah, and I
see
ain't got
him?
time for that shit, bro. We not
Crack
Like,
about to
bro, we
be
was
baby.
in
like,
here
you
His
feel
tweeting
me?
out
mama
J.
did
Cole and
drugs.
Jay and all these people for a minute, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, stop playing with us like we don't know music, and bro. And just cause, like we said, we played the songs, bro. We don't like that shit, bro. Like, we listened to many artists in here. The Black Thought verse was straight. Like, he was rapping this shit. We just said Drake is better, bro. We gave different verses or different songs. He say Papoose, all right, boo. You wanna move on from him. Say another rapper, bro. He don't want to say another rapper because he mad talking about niggas delusion and all that. Like, bro, you not about to say that. And then he got mad really because I said, stop saying that dancing narrative, like, because that people do try to make. I see a lot of. I be watching interviews and pocket niggas like to use that. Like, you can have a good time and Drake be like, stop trying to put him in that box like that. Like, he only make party music, bro. Don't even use that. He really be rapping on Iceman. He's rapping from the from the jump, bro. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? And niggas is not rapping better than that. I don't care about none you talking about. Me and Tracy and all of us with Tracy can go back and forth and have a good conversation with the Tupac and Drake thing, but what you're not about to do is call us delusional because we don't fuck with no Doom, bro. And that
Yeah,
and Black
that's the
Thought.
crazy part,
Come
bro.
on, man.
Yeah, and that shit, like again, I understand like it's acquired taste, but like that's not gonna stop us from saying it's ass. Like when it comes to Tupac and all these heavy hitters, like I understand that MF Doom shit was ass. Like I get it. If you like it, you can like it, but like it's just not good for our standards. Cause again, like Tracy said, we're in a different time. Like if I was around, around that time, maybe I would be saying that. Like, you know what I mean? But like,
No, you wouldn't,
but
bro. No, you wouldn't,
I
bro. Cause
probably
you
bro,
wouldn't.
still
I
like
probably
bro.
Pac,
wouldn't. I ain't
bro.
gonna lie to you. I
Bro,
probably
the
wouldn't.
I don't
example
want
you
to
I ain't
hear
gonna lie
that
to
had.
you.
There's
shit.
people saying Kendrick is better than Tupac.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
bro,
probably
that's
wouldn't. That
crazy,
shit is
bro.
ass.
There's
And
people
Y'all
that
Pac
gotta
say
is
let
we
Kendrick's
this
better than
we
Rap
Tupac.
still
babies
did.
rock
Pac
out.
still sounds sweet to us. Like he still sound cold. Biggie sound cold. Like we can't use that back then because it was people back then that we wouldn't listen to. You know what I'm saying? And Doom was a person back then we didn't listen to him. Like so it ain't none of that.
The
Like we
thi-
listen
Yeah,
to
I
the
was
thing with
listening.
Pac
Marvin
is what
Gaye.
they came
Shit, we
with at
wasn't
him,
even
like
born.
where
So
they say
like
like Biggie is better because he's like spits bars and he raps this, a certain way. Yes, Pac is not a bar spitting rapper. That's what my point was. Like he's not like that guy. He's not going 5 a.m. in Toronto with double entendre. He's singing more emotional shit, using words that evoke certain meanings. He's telling a story. That's what I like about Pac. He doesn't have to be that fucking lyrical miracle bullshit. But that's what. But when he's naming the best rappers ever, then he names Papoose, who's not even the best fucking rapper in Brooklyn. But let's say he's a bar spitter, because yeah, in the bars, in those like rap battle circles, they name him whatever. Yeah, well, name a bar or two. He couldn't really go deep. He just naming. This is what my point was. Is like they keep naming like people like Black Thought, even Andre 3000, all these people better than Drake. They're really not. It's not ridiculous to say Drake is just better, bro. That's all it is. My favorite rapper ever was Tupac. I love Tupac. I had an emotional connection with Tupac in a way because of his songs. They moved, and it took. And for me, the only reason I say Drake is better is because he's better. It's not because I stopped loving Pac. I still like Pac. Maybe in some ways more than Drake even. But even though you find out later he was an art student and a bit gay or whatever.
That's
Now why
crazy.
y'all? Now
Go
why
ahead,
you
Chris.
had to go? Why you had to go there? Where is the gay? Where is the art? What's wrong with Pac being an art student? What's wrong with him
It just
going to the
doesn't. It
theater
doesn't
of
mesh
art?
with the thug life image.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this. Pac wasn't gay. I know he was in Oakland. There's a lot of people. He wasn't. He was not like
He
that.
wasn't nowhere near
He
gay.
No,
was
he was just in
nowhere
touch
near
with his
that.
feminine side. He was raised
yeah,
by
he
his
Well,
mom.
was.
you
no,
got to
I
Go
feel
ahead.
that.
remember
Hold
he
on.
was
Go
raised
ahead,
by
Trey.
his mother, so he's going to have a little bit of that. But trust me,
Yeah,
from what I
I
heard, he was
understand. Like
not like
he
that
grew out of
at
it.
all.
He grew out of it, man. I can't. I used to be looking at that too. Like damn, Pac was a little bit, but I understood. You know what I'm saying? He still
They
grew
all
out
do,
of it.
man.
Like,
Drake is not the same nerd he was when he was on that Nickelodeon carpet. He's a different guy now.
hey, Vision,
Go
you
ahead,
know
Kenny.
what,
Go ahead.
bro? Even with that narrative, man, he wasn't even no nerd then. If you go back to that video, bro, when he was
The
17,
inevitable.
bro.
I think that right there,
Look, no,
that
no.
right
See,
there is
hold
what
on.
got that boy. That's
See,
what
Tracy,
got
see,
him. I don't know if he was a man. I don't know what generation he
he
was from,
never was a
but that
nerd.
right there. How can you
Hold
just
on.
sit up there and say that?
I'm about to tell you. Listen, even if you go back on Degrassi, he was the man on there. You know what I'm saying? Like he
No,
never
no,
was
he
like
did. He had charisma. I mean, nerd in
yeah,
terms
he
of
never
he
was.
wasn't street. He wasn't street guy.
Yeah, he
Whatever.
went straight. Even when he copped his first car at 17, when he riding around, he through the city and shit. He talked like he never was that.
Nah,
That
he's one of
narrative
those
killed me because
guys who
you
was always like the popular kid in high school. Everyone
yeah,
wanted to
like
be his
that's
mate.
you
He
got to
has a
go
good
back and
But
time.
really
see,
know like him.
basically, Drake and Tupac only did what they knew before them. First of all,
No,
when they went
see.
to these
Pac was a
schools
little
and they
sassy,
did
bro.
this
Drake
acting,
wasn't on that side.
that was what the music industry did.
You're right. You're right, Tracy. That's exactly what it is. They're
But
both
still
art
though, I was just
students.
speaking about like Drake still wasn't like see Tupac still had that little like all right now. He being a little zesty. See, Drake wasn't like that, bro. Like Drake was like that. Like I seen him when he was younger, bro. That's all I'm
You
saying.
just
Like
got that man put out this space for doing this exact same thing right here. Now,
what?
why is Drake can't be no nerd or
He
whatever,
was,
and
cause
then
I'm telling
Pac
you,
got to
like
be
Tracy,
No,
zesty?
I'm
Pa-
only telling you this because I seen Drake when he was younger, bro. Like this out here too. I'm only telling you what I seen. Like when he played on the show, he was cool. He had girls and shit like that. Like that's why he got shot, because the nigga was hating on him. And then if you even go to his real life, like I say, bro, been whipping cars when he was 16, 17. He been cool.
Pac
Like,
shot at the goddamn police.
man, when he was
I just want to
Are
say,
grown,
you
I
kidding
love
me?
how
he was
Inevitable pointed
grown
out a
then. I'm
Degrassi
talking about he
moment
was younger. When he
and
was
how it
younger, he was
happened, but he was
zesty.
like, it's
He
not
was
a
in
big
he
show.
was in
And
ballerina
he
shit.
did a
Like,
year in jail. And did a year in jail.
man, he was grown. I'm talking about when he was 16, 17, he was zesty. He
Yeah, he
was.
was a
I
bit
mean,
effeminate, but I
that's
think he was just
cool.
a sensitive
Yeah, he
kid.
was
The
a little
streets
feminine and
changed him.
shit. That's cool. Drake wasn't. Drake
He
was
wasn't
listening to
gay.
DMX and shit like that. He was, you know what I'm saying? Drake was outside.
No, then it became Thug Life and, fuck Biggie.
Tracy, I still love Pac. I'm
See,
just saying, like,
that's why that man left, because y'all just
I'm
put him
telling
out
you,
because
man.
I'll be
inevitable.
Fuck
honest,
him.
That's
I
That's why
another
I
couldn't
one.
kept
even
saying
enjoy.
that was just inevitable. That was just inevitable take.
Yeah, it was me. It was me.
I
But
couldn't
fuck
even
dog.
enjoy
Because
Biggie for a
niggas be
while. That's
fake
how much
Drake
I love
fans,
Pac.
bro. We be exposing them. Shout out Kitty, bro. We be exposing them fake Drake fans because you see when he was like, he one of my ghosts. Anytime a nigga talk like that and then start calling us delusional because we don't agree with some MF Doom, bro. Man, man. You lucky, bro.
That's what
My
I
hi
wanted to
hat went
say,
out earlier.
Inevitable. Like, I just want to clarify. Like, I didn't have no issue with him like saying like whoever his goat was or whoever he thought was better than Drake. Like, we all are free to have our own opinions, but don't come in here talking about some we motherfucking ridiculous. Like, don't let them words come out your mouth. That shit pissed me off because ain't nobody in here ridiculous for thinking that Drake is the best rapper. Like, get the fuck up out of here with that shit. Like, and he kept
Tracy
saying
in
it. He
here
like,
every
y'all
day
These
getting
ridiculous.
are,
echoed.
Y'all
these are,
ridiculous. No,
there-
nigga,
R.
you're
Kelly, we
ridiculous.
don't be shunning her.
there's some people who think MF Doom is a better rapper than Drake because he has a high Metacritic score.
You should know, like,
Yeah, it's a lot of people that do like that MF Doom. They like they will go to war for MF Doom.
when
Yeah,
I
I
hear
seen
people
that when
like
he
say that
died. I'm
shit,
like,
like
damn, he had
it,
fans like that.
it just sounds like old thinking, like, and I don't mean like just generation. I just think like old, like frame of thinking. When I see people be like, "Oh, Drake is cool and stuff," but they start naming like people like Papoose and like Jada Kiss or like any of these lyrical miracle dudes. Like it just seemed like old thinking. It's kind of like the comparison, like when the new wave of music started coming in, like Uzi and Vert and all, Yachty and all them. I ain't like none of them niggas at first. Like I didn't fuck with none of that shit. But like that's because I was thinking like on some old hip hop shit. Like I ain't like all that shit. It took me some time and shit to like what I mean to get with these dudes and understand what they were saying. Like so when they be saying like these old hip hop lyrical dudes be better than Drake, I'm like you just thinking from the early 2000s when we thought that
Programming,
Cassidy was the
bro.
best. Yeah, like we thought
We
Cassidy
all
was
was
the
like
best
that.
rapper. Like
Yeah, we all
yeah,
was
we
But
like
see,
that,
passed
that's
that
bro.
why I
shit.
say I'm starting to think now that we should not even be comparing the other generation to Drake now, because it's more fitted for to me it's more fitted for Drake being the current rapper, because currently, and that's what I was trying to explain to him, currently it truly is kind of only Drake and J. Cole. And I think that that's where a miscommunication was, is because right now you can only say Drake and J. Cole. That's why I've always been saying my current ghosts, because it's not really anybody. You know what I'm saying? These generations, from our generation or whatever to currently now, you know what I'm saying, with the new generation, it's too much of a gap. It's too much of a gap to even to be comparing them at this point. You can't compare, you know what I'm saying, Drake to a Rakim. You know what I'm saying? You can't compare Drake to a Slick Rick. You can't compare Drake to a LL Cool J. You can't do it. You just can't.
Well, why not?
The gap is
Why you
too
think we
wide.
can't do that,
It's
Tracy?
just too wide.
Why you think we can't do that? Because they had the same words.
Because first of all, it was a different era. It was a different time. So the same thing that
They
you're
was still
looking
getting
at
money.
now with Drake was not comparable back then. Because that's like, I think somebody even said it earlier. Like back then, you had the Sugar Can, what was Sugar Hill Gang or
Sugar Hill
whatever.
Gang.
They weren't rapping the same. So it's like you can't
Do,
compare
do you know?
Drake from
Do
somebody
you,
from
But
first of
why?
all, hip
So
hop
do
is
you know
50
what it
years
is?
old. How
You
are you
can
even
compare them, but this is the
comparing Drake in
reality.
2026 to
Rappers
1980
like
or
a new
whatever?
sport. Rappers like a new sport that was invented 30, 40 years ago. And like the longer it goes on, the more people are getting involved. They start their kids younger and they learn about it younger and they train younger. That's what happens really, and they become more specialized. Like Drake was someone who was writing music in his teenage years. He's got like booklets of music. A lot of these guys, it's not just that, like the different eras. Let's just be frank, they didn't want to be rappers or songwriters more than anything else that they wanted to do. Jennifer Lopez used to be a backup dancer. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people had different careers, and they came and just did a few albums, and the machine pumped them for a while, and they made a lot of money. They weren't really trying to be the greatest artists ever and give us countless great albums. And this look like, if you look at Drake, even to this day, a lot of the words he speaks, you can tell he's clearly following the culture. He's clearly not retired. He's locked in and he's making music. A lot of these old guys, even if if they came out now, I don't think they would have that same stamina. I understand what Tracy's saying. In a way, you can't compare them, but that's why I said it's like technology. Yeah, you can't compare the first iPhone with the one you got now, but you can say the new iPhone is probably better because it just does so much more shit. It just has more. It's had more time to marinate. People have upped the technology, done all that kind of stuff, and I don't think that's bad or disrespectful to say. It's just what
Right.
it is.
Okay. I agree. I agree with that analysis because that is right. You can't compare. I'm not going to compare Drake who I'm not going to compare teenager Drake to teenager LL Cool J who came out with My Radio or
Excuses,
whatever. That's
excuses,
period point
excuses.
blank. I don't care what you say. Everybody in the planet as little kids in preschool, kindergarten, first grade, second grade could rap you the whole lyrics to I'm Bad, period. You know what I'm saying? To know that LL Cool J came out with that song at 16, 15 years old or whatever, the whole album to be goated the way that it is, I can't compare Drake to that
Or when
or
he
whatever.
did, or when
Because
LL
Yeah, I
did
can
I
see
But
Need
that.
Drake is
Love.
Russian.
You remember when he
exactly.
did I Need
Yeah.
Love? I mean, nobody was
Exactly.
doing rap like that until LL did it.
I feel like you just
Hey,
No
I ain't gonna
one.
lie.
What?
I ain't gonna lie. Look, this the thing. Like, as I hate using this word, but as I get older and shit like that, I understand why the older generation be like scared and shit, be hating on it like the younger generation instead of just keeping it real, bro. Like
And I
when
don't even
things
think
just
we got to stop. That's the narrative that you should stop too, inevitable. Because first of all, this whole
huh?
older generation not liking Drake. That's a lie because
No, 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 no. Hold on.
you
No,
got
no. It
me
ain't that.
and Angry Man and Boss Lady in here
No,
now.
no,
You know what I'm saying?
no. Not
So
not even
that's
that, Tracy.
that's like we
Yeah,
gotta
not
stop
even
that.
that. Cause you don't be hating, or boss lady don't be hating. I ain't even really saying that to y'all. I was just saying like, you know, in the bigger picture of like the older generations, they always want to separate it. Like, you know what? We can't do this. Like, we got to separate the generation because of this and that. And like, nah, 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 nah. They just better.
I,
They just better, bro. Drake just better at rapping. Them guys had the same mouthpieces, same words and everything like
Dictionary.
that, bro. Dictionary,
But see,
everything
when you
like.
say
But
well,
that,
I
okay, so when you say that to somebody like Tay, like you just did, and he come and tell you that's not the truth, because in his head, he probably could name you quite a few that he think that is better than Drake. That's what I'm saying. So you
yeah,
have to be
no,
able to, you know what I'm saying? You have to be able to see both sides or whatever.
no. What
So
I'm saying is,
remember when
Tracy,
I
like,
told you that Drake and J. Cole would not be above Bow Wow? They wouldn't be above in my top 10. They wouldn't be above Bow Wow. Why?
that's
Because
crazy too.
Bow Wow, when Bow Wow came out or whatever, Drake, Drake and J. Cole wasn't out. I didn't know nothing about Drake and J. Cole, but I'm nostalgic for Bow Wow. I'm nostalgic
see,
for
that's what it is
Spice
right there.
One.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you,
but
thank
Bow
you.
Wow was like a
See,
made product.
hold
That's
on, business. Hold on,
Jermaine Dupri's
He was
product.
a very good made
hold on,
product,
business. Hold
though.
on,
I'm
Tracy.
just saying,
That's
but
it
he
right
wasn't like
there.
a songwriter like extraordinaire where he was like an untapped talent. They picked him out. He could rap and he did good dancing.
Yeah, he wasn't really writing his music like that.
And
So like,
hold
I
on,
ain't.
I
business.
Go
think
ahead, man. Go
I
ahead.
But it
think
was
you
Before I
good
got
forget,
songs
hold on,
before
Tracy.
Bow
Y'all gonna
Wow.
make me forget. No, y'all gonna make me forget. Hold on.
I
But no, that
Go
was my
ahead, man. Go
point
ahead.
right
Go ahead.
there. You was like, I'm nostalgic. Keyword nostalgic for Bow Wow, and that's the thing with y'all. Like me, what I was saying, like, but just bringing it back home, like me getting older, I can look at like the younger generation and be like, you know what, this person is better, or like say I use YB as an example, like, you know what, he not just like a wild little turned up little badass nigga, like he actually make good music, like this nigga Cole, like he is better than a lot of these niggas, like he be rapping his ass off when I really take the time to listen to these people. So it's like when I look at Drake and I look at the people that came before Drake, because I was listening to people before Drake, like Dipset and all, like Cam and them, they lyrical as fuck too. You know what I'm saying? Like 50, I'm listening to all these people, and it's like I'm not looking at generations. I'm just looking at, okay, who's just rapping better now? Like I'm not looking at. I don't use that as like a crutch or an excuse. Like because when it's the time, even in the NBA, you looking at new goats approaching like Wemby. You know what I'm saying? You know, and my old goat, like, well, even though I know issues is like LeBron, but it's like now I can't hate and be like, no, I'm gonna separate the eras because Bron was doing it in '03. He came in '03, and Wemby just came in. Like I'm not gonna do that. If he end up being better, then he just better. Like
I, I
that's
do
how.
think I do think though, like I know we say that, but I do think that it is kind of hard to compare generations because
Okay,
like
let
the
me ask you
times are
this before
different.
you
You
go,
just
Blue. Is Tupac okay? Let me ask you this. So is Tupac better than any rappers in this era?
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah, what
yeah,
the
yeah,
hell?
yeah, yeah.
That's
I
what.
do
That's
think he is
okay.
better than
That's
some
what I'm
rappers.
saying. That's what I'm saying. So you can't pick and choose. Like if Tupac is better than rappers in this era, then Drake can be better than rappers in that era.
But right,
He's saying you
he
can
He
compare
can,
can.
he
them, then you can
can.
compare them.
He can,
But
yeah. I
we don't
just
got to
think like
separate the
overall,
eras.
it is kind of hard because we had a conversation a couple weeks ago about how it's hard to compare Michael Jackson to Drake because of the different times it is. Like that do play a big factor in the in the equation. Like because if that's the case, then
No,
they'll
we
just say
talking
like
about
Michael
music
Jackson.
though. We ain't talking about like see Michael Jackson. That's like
But see,
stardom.
I can
We
say
talking
that
about music.
somebody else could come up behind me and that would want to say, "No, Tupac ain't better than what the fuck is you talking about, Tracy? You crazy? Tupac ain't better than such and such." You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be to each one's opinion from
But
each
he is better
generation
than
that
niggas
they're
in this
from.
era. No, but
Somebody
he is
somebody will
better
tell
than
us right
niggas in
now
this
that
era
somebody.
though.
But
No,
somebody will tell you right now that NBA YoungBoy is better than Tupac, and I don't think that at all. Like, but they'll
See?
be right
Yep.
in their own right to
They don't
say
mean
that
that
shit.
shit
Like they will.
100%.
but no, but we can't. We don't go with just saying you that person better. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the facts. You gotta have the songs, the lyrics, and that's what we be like. No, Pac. That's what I'm saying. You can still debate Pac with certain like Pac better than Trippie Redd. They not like, and we can debate that. People can debate that. You know what I'm saying? With songs, verses, and all type of shit. That's what I'm saying. Like when they get to
But
talking
see,
about
you will
eras, I
never
feel
be
like
able to do that because music is subjective. So you can't tell one person what they can like or
no,
they can't
we can
like.
talk
Yeah,
verses, better
it's some
bars and
20-year
shit.
olds that are coming here right now that'll defend NBA YoungBoy to the death. Like I'm sure they would. Like if we tried to put him up against Park, like them 20-year-olds and shit, they
No, I
think that
understand. No, I
the go.
Or
understand that.
Playboy
I
Cardi.
understand. I
They
understand
think he
that,
the
but I'm
go too.
saying, but bar, I'm talking about verse for verse. I'm like, because we was speaking in like a lyrical sense. That's why we was having that debate with bro. We was like, better rappers. No, them niggas not better rappers than Pac. And I'm not trying to separate it from era to era. I'm just telling you,
But
like,
I think that's
Pac.
part of the programming inevitable that you speak about that you don't want that you say that we're being programmed with the K-bots. I think that the media and all of these lists and stuff, when they tell you top 10, top 5, and all this other stuff, I think that's programming you in order to think that. You really can't tell you, like, I wouldn't be able to argue with a 20-year-old that says NBA YoungBoy is better than Tupac because that's what they literally think. They don't know shit
Okay, what
about
about
Tupac,
21
but
Savage,
I
Tracy?
do, or whatever. So it's still gonna be subjective, period, point blank.
No,
Wait,
I
you
mean,
know what? This is a good point of like that I want to ask like some of y'all, right? This is just a good point to kind of maybe even shift it a little bit because we talking about different eras, whatever this and that, and I totally get it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I never thought I would have a more favorite rapper. First of all, when Harlem World and Mace was out, I didn't think I was gonna have a more favorite rapper than Mace ever. I'm telling y'all, like I used to get ready elementary school, get my brother and my sisters ready and then we would be watching that before I go to my like grade 6, grade 7 class or whatever, right? But and then after that, it was Cameron and Dipset. I'm like, nah, and this is it. This is the fun. I
facts.
think just even before that, I think it was DMX. Bro, I remember one time I thought I was gonna die. I was on this roller coaster. It was super scary, and I thought I was gonna die. I started rapping DMX because I told myself when I die, I want to be rapping a DMX song. I didn't think I would have a bigger goat than that. Music evolved, right? Uh, Rap has evolved, the genre in itself has evolved. And at this point in time, obviously, I can say Drake is my GOAT today. Why? Because I can compare Drake with DMX or Mace and Cameron and say, you know what? All these rappers at one point was my favorite rappers of all time. But now when I can genuinely compare all four of my greatest rappers, Outkast to Andre 3000. I got a lot, right? But these were the main ones that I'm talking about. Drake, I gotta say Drake now. Now, this is the question I want to ask. Do y'all think, because we talking about gaps in hip hop, do y'all think today, because there was a point in time when Double XL came out with the little Uzis or whatever, and everybody was like, holy shit, rap is about to change. This is like a different thing now. Because before we talking about lyrics and whatever, this and that, and it's not so much about that when we talking about the Uzis and stuff. But I think now, between maybe starting in 2023, maybe just even a little earlier than that, now it's the Playboy Cardis. I can't remember like some of the artists that he has signed with him, even Yeet, right? Even some of these artists is very different. The genre is very different. It's not lyrical anymore, right? So do y'all think this is the biggest gap in hip hop we've ever seen? Because I think the gap between was a little bit gradual when we talked about from Mace, the switch over to DMX, right? The switch over to Drake, because all these rappers are lyrical. So it was easy to kind of transition and listen to that next big thing. Now, though, the next big thing is Playboy Cardi. I am so far disconnected from that. It's hard for me to jump from listening to X, Drake, and all these rappers I'm talking about, then to go into Playboy Cardi. I really feel like I'm listening to a completely different genre. But so this is my question to y'all. Do y'all think this is the biggest gap we've ever seen in hip hop, where it's so difficult now to be like, this is why I think a lot of the times the conversation is, yo, is this the end of the basically the era of like lyrics? Yeah, this is why a lot of times we say, hey, what's after Drake? A lot of people say, what's after Kendrick? Well, we don't know. Well, there's so
Well,
many
I
other
don't think it's the end
there's
of lyrics. I think
yeah.
not to cut you
Go
off,
ahead.
but I think it's always gonna be the guys that they deem like the lyricists will be like the niche artists that people will be on. Like if it ain't Drake, you know what I'm saying? I think he is like the last breed of that rapper that can be real lyrical but make great music that people would like still, listen to. You know what I'm saying? Or it won't be boring. Really, him and Nicki, for real. Like, so I think the artists after that, you got like,
And see, I'm gonna say J. Cole too.
Ken
I'm gonna add J. Cole
Carson.
to that
oh
list.
yeah, well, and Cole. You know what I'm saying? But I say like artists like 21. Like you see how uh he evolved. You know what I'm saying? He talk about a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying now. So I think the level of lyricism is subjective because I feel like 21 a good lyricist. For what.
You got Coast Contra. You got Coast Contra out there.
Yeah,
21's a top lyricist.
I wouldn't go that far. I think 21 Savage is cool. I ain't never like what Fast F or Fast Love. I ain't never heard like 21 Savage like really say no shit for me to be like, oh my god, like this nigga had a
Yeah, not
crazy
not
verse.
not
But
oh my
like,
god, but
Me
I feel
neither.
like he raps good enough where it's like he not just saying bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's
He's
still
spitting bars.
yeah, he's saying he's
yeah,
spitting bars.
But see,
But
this
but
is
it's a
the
flavor.
problem with 21 Savage, right? See, I'm talking about like these people that I named, DMX, Mace, Dipset, like these people ran Drake. These are like massive artists, right? That took basically like almost over the genre. When we talk about 21 Savage, he's not at his point of his career even now
Yeah,
that he will ever be able to do that, right? So he's kind of like, yes,
It's a
he's a
different
mainstream
era.
rapper, but he's like in the mid level. I wouldn't put him
yeah.
at the
No, I
high.
would
He's
no,
not
I would
A
yeah, I
tier
would.
or S tier. He's not at the bottom either, but he hovers in the middle. So he's not a top. I'm talking about what is the next big thing.
Oh
We're
yeah.
having a huge problem in hip hop right now in the conversations that we're having to figure out who's the next. It's not 21. He's not going to be
No,
able to
no, no. I wasn't
dominate,
using
right?
well,
Because
look,
yeah, I wasn't using
it's
21
not
as a
Ken Carson. It
yeah.
can't be Playboy Cardi because I'm not listening. I'm not hearing Playboy Cardi shit like that. Even though he does numbers. It's not really like that. You hear it at the festivals,
Bro,
but
it ain't
it
gonna
looks
be
like more like
nobody
a
lit.
rave. It can't be Travis Scott because I don't think he even really represents hip hop well. I think like he has like a cross mix of the
Jack
rock and shit,
Harlow.
like the same shit that Playboy. So who is the next person that we talking about?
It's not no
that's
next,
why I
bro.
say,
It's not no
yeah,
next.
I don't,
It's Drake. He gonna be the. It ain't like
That's
that.
yeah,
it.
Like,
See what I'm
I
saying?
don't, yeah,
And that's why I asked the question:
but
is this the
that's not
biggest gap
bad,
in
bro.
hip hop that we've ever seen? That
No,
now
that's
yes,
we're
I
having such
I
a hard
answer
time.
that because I think
Yeah.
I think it is. I think exactly what you're saying. I think this is the biggest gap we ever seen in hip hop. That's why I think people like J. Cole and Drake and I really just think them. I don't put Kendrick up there no more. I think J. Cole and Drake just sit so far ahead from everybody else when it comes to rapping, lyricism, and shit like that. I don't think anybody, even like 21 Savage, all these dudes that they are miles and miles away from Drake and J. Cole. That's just my opinion. They can be good in their own right. But like I was just gonna bring this up too. Like, I don't know if y'all saw the double XL, the new people on double XL, and all them young dudes rapping. That shit was ass. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Again, like I get, some of it y'all might like some of the music and stuff like that. I'm sure they make decent music. I'm just talking about when it comes to like Drake sitting down, J. Cole sitting down with that pen and that pad and putting that shit together. These little kids not doing that no more. Like they're not rapping like that. They're just getting on wavy songs and they might know how to slide and get a nice cadence, but they're not that art of writing and putting bars together. That is long gone. I don't think we have a new
Yeah,
person
I don't.
coming up next like that.
Yeah, I don't
They're in
think that's.
battle rap.
But that's the
Yeah,
music industry fault because didn't they have like all of these layoffs and was firing everybody or whatever? So you didn't have the people to like Drake and J. Cole, they're the last to sort of come in where they had like training and AR and stuff like that, vocal coaches and just a whole program in order to
but
get
nah.
them prepped for doing concerts, for doing interviews, for doing all of that. Right now, with the industry doing all the firings that they did or whatever, all of that, they said that they completely got rid of the A&R, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have anybody that's sort of like showing these new artists how to be successful. So yeah, I
I
think
think
that
I
it's a
think that
huge
you know
gap.
what it is. These a lot of the Drake's generation, Cole's generation, they had to be exceptional artists to even be signed, to even be known. Now everyone's accessible, like to YouTube and like any of these DSPs. Really, the game's changed. So a lot of these guys, boys, they're not really developing their writing skills or whatever. They're just maybe crazy beat makers or whatever, and they can just rap a bit decent enough to get their song some traction, and they got a good marketing buddy and whatever, and that's how these careers are going. Whereas those guys, they actually had to be top tier to even be like even considered, really.
Go
I
ahead,
just want
Q.
to add to that, like to his point, like I think that it's such a wide gap because we do have like all of these people like media and stuff like this. Like we're not giving these artists real criticisms to like their work, to their songs, to anything like that. Like none of these people are really trying to put the work into their craft. And I don't want to just say it's like just the music industry. Like artists themselves have to take that shit seriously and really like work on their craft. It just doesn't feel like people are trying to push past the norm of what, like I'll say they'll have a couple good songs or stuff like that. Like you can make a couple good songs, but to consistently make good music, you have to consistently like put the work in and do it. And I just don't see artists putting the work in. Like we see all of these artists just botting and trying to like do cash grabs and do TikTok songs and stuff like this. No one is working on the craft of making long lasting music or getting better at their craft. Like if anything, like they're here right now and they drop off real quick. Like nobody has any longevity because they're not getting any criticism on how to like be a legend like a Drake or like a J. Cole, like people who consistently are pushing their pins and consistently trying to do new stuff and make good music.
I'll add to that too. Like even outside of what Tracy was saying, like with the A&R and stuff like that, I think like again what sets Drake and J. Cole apart, and like these rappers like that, because they have a genuine love for what they do. I feel like, I mean, look at for the Fall Off. The Fall Off is a picture of J. Cole's house where he was say he wrote his first raps and stuff like that. Like I don't think when I hear these young dudes, I swear they just sound like that they was like, oh damn. Everybody can be a rapper now. Shit, I can sit in my house and make some songs and get lit and like that's what it seemed like, and they get on these songs and they just try to get on. They try to get famous because it's so easy now. They don't like Vision and Kitty was saying like they don't have the craft and the love to build the craft of it, like to really sit and write verses. Drake and J. Cole write verses all day, books and pamphlets of verses and bars and stuff. These kids don't do that no more. And like not to sound lame and corny, but like that's why y'all be here to get today, gone tomorrow because y'all just trying to get rich and make wavy songs. Y'all don't really love this rap shit. Y'all don't really love this hip hop shit or making music shit. So that's a fact.
And
Go
look,
ahead.
and now I want to say this. I think that, like I said before, I don't want to like shun none of the artists of how they make music, or because it is artists out there that are like busting their ass in the studio and trying their hardest. It's like you played on a team and shit, and it's like the kid that be busting his ass in practice and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Working his ass off, staying after. He doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Then it was like a nigga like me. You know what I'm saying? I bust my ass too, but I was the main dude. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he didn't really play like that, and I feel like that's what it is in the industry. It's like it's artists in the industry, they busting their ass, like they're trying to make the best music, bro. You know, and to their audience and to their fans, they are making good music, but Drake just make greater music, bro, and he pushed the gap like that. I don't think it's like a gap between like good music and not being lyrical. I just think Drake just Michael Jackson level, bro. And it's never been like that because damn near everybody was the same. Like back in the 2000s, like you got 50, Jay-Z, DMX, Eminem, all these people was like nobody would just head over heels, and you know what I'm saying? And Drake is, but people still making good music. It is some artists that, just putting out, whatever, and they're trying to get just trying to get on, get some money and shit. But it's a lot of artists that's really love that shit, bro, but they just not as great
Bro,
as Drake,
most of
bro.
these artists, they're making more money from making appearances than making music. You know, like what they
Facts,
actually
facts,
get back from their money. So, like a
facts.
lot of them, that's not even their main focus. If they did 3 singles in a year, 3 music tracks, and 3 videos, that kind of done what they want to do to stay relevant. They're not doing it. For me
Maybe I'm
personally,
just giving Drake credit. I'm just giving
no, I
Drake
think
credit.
you
I
are
feel like
giving credit, and I think
yeah,
it's due. But for me personally, I have like an all-time list that's live, whether you're dead or alive. I'm keeping this list updated in a way. So Drake, the ones who are still alive, they can change it, but the ones who haven't, I guess they can't. And that's how I judge. And I think people, they've only got so much attention. They want to give it to the best, especially these days where there's so many rappers and so many artists. It's just different from back in the day when we're talking about 50 and all them guys. If they were out now, who knows how popular they'd be, to be honest. You just don't know. I think Drake, just by the sheer ability of his talent, he was going to be successful no matter what. There's not many guys like that. The rest, they've got a good cousin, a good hookup, a good link up. The producer's good. Some they got a good songwriter, like that. They somehow, get. They don't have like the main guy who's pretty much born to do it from the beginning, writing, and he mastered the one real, I think, thing that you need to do for music, which is the writing, because writing itself is melodic, and if you understand writing, then you can get the best producers to make whatever instrumentals around your music if you can write it properly and to the right timing and everything. He just mastered it, and I don't think it's an insult to say that he's, as I said, some people you get every 50 years they're a special talent. Then there's some talents that come around like once every 1,000 years, and that could be just Drake, really. Because when I've listened to a lot of music, a lot of people here, they've listened to a lot of music. I'd say a true master the way Drake has, even in other cultures, it's very rare. They might not have one in their culture right now. They might have to be waiting 100 years from now. It's very unlikely you get like many of these masters across all cultures. No, it just doesn't happen like that. There's a price to pay for how good Drake is, and most people, they don't want to pay. They don't want to be in the basement just writing notes and notes and notes and notes and notes and notes and notes. They want to go to the club and get paid 20 grand, show their face,
no,
and that's it.
facts. Facts. And even if they do, like that's what I'm saying. Like, cause I do agree with y'all. Like, it is, so, artists out there that like just trying to get money grab and shit. But it is artists, I swear, that be busting their ass that's trying to make the best music. But it's like that's why Drake got GOAT, bro, because that shit is not easy, bro. Like, and he makes the gap wide. I don't feel like we fell off in music. I listen to a lot of young artists, Uzi, Yee, or like I literally love the young generation. I'm that type of person. Like, I love the generation music. You know what I'm saying? Because of certain things they talk about, their content, like fashion, just travel, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the new flows and all that shit, but you just see the difference. Like, I take it for what it is. Like, Drake just great, bro. I don't look at it like, oh man, they just got they just trying to be here and no, they like Vision said, shit. They gotta go do these cash grabs and go to the clubs because they not Drake, bro. Like, he
And
come
can we
around,
talk about the consistency as well?
yeah,
The
yeah.
consistency, because
Consistently making good music is not easy, bro.
yes, and that's like, you gotta commend this nigga, like at this point in time, to actually have this amount of pack. Cause see, somebody said, I think you said something about a money grab. A lot of people just doing this for a money grab, and it's true. I'm gonna be honest, but a lot, I don't think sometimes it's even the artist's fault, because again, like I'll say, the way that the music in itself has changed, the way we consume music. A lot of people know the song before they know the artist, even with Instagram and social media and all that. It doesn't matter. A lot of times, like the song, you can be able to sing a song and somebody will ask you, "Oh, who's the artist?" You like, "I don't know. What do they look like? I have no idea." There's been times where I've been singing a song, I'm thinking it's some white boy singing it or something like that. Next thing I see, it's like a whole different ethnicity. So it's some black dude or whatever. Like, or I might think it's a white chick and it's like something else, right? I don't even know what they're faceless, these people, but I like the song because it's catchy, whatever, and it's being played, or whatever, right? So I think like somebody like Drake, he don't need the money. He didn't need to come out with no fucking Iceman to do 3 albums. If he wanted a money grab, which he would never need, he would just done like, just some like basic whatever this. Bro, this guy, imagine how many years. It's been 17 years. How many albums later? How many hit albums? How many? And now he's a multi. I mean, he might even be a billionaire for all we know, right? He has no passion, like no passion for to make music for money. Because if he wanted to make money, guess what? He'll just go grab an investment here, maybe get a promoter there, a sponsorship there, whatever this and that. Maybe do a tour because you get even more money using tours. So my thing is, after all this time, and after everything he went through, to go into the studio, that shows you that this man has passion for the music still today.
You know what's
Even
funny? You just mentioned that like the
yeah,
consistency. I was thinking about it. How many other artists in another, even other genres? I don't know, Frank Sinatra, Elvis. How many 15 years did they stay up the top? And were they by the end of that 15 years, were they still making new relevant music, or were they just playing their oldies and just like touring? Do you know what I mean? Like,
right.
there's not that
But not
If
many.
I
only
say
that.
something, not to
When I'm talking
interrupt
about the
y'all.
passion, I'm talking about the quality too. You got to think Drake again, because he's sitting on million. It's very difficult to become passionate. So I've heard many artists say this, like, yo, I don't have the passion for the music anymore. I don't get excited. Like there's nothing in my, like, they got everything already. So for someone that's in Drake's position, that has everything at the palm of his hand, to sit down and be like, fuck it, I want to make some great shit. I have this passion, and it's like flowing in me, and to really take it seriously to the point you say, yo, you know what? I'm dropping a video for every single thing. I'm doing a major release. He don't got to do none of that, right? So for him to do that, bro, is extremely commendable. And then
Do you
on
remember
top of that,
do you remember he had a
wait, hold on,
Sprite ad?
My last point. On top of that, the music showed and proved. He could have came out with some trash, y'all. By the way, I'm just saying. So because the thing is, when you see that you can actually show and prove the shit that you've been doing, and we can actually see it and listen to it and see that it's quality. Yeah, like, but go ahead. What you was gonna
I
say,
was
or
saying that
whoever.
he had a Sprite
I
ad.
got a
If you
few
remember his
hands. I got.
Sprite ad, he said, "I'm not worried about my competition now. I'm worried about that little kid who's like riding in his like whatever his basement and trying to be the next Drake kind of thing." He's trying to set the bar so high that like it just there is no argument anymore.
It's difficult, bro. I'm
Can
telling
I
you,
say
especially
something?
for a
Hold on,
lot of
Yeah,
these
I
Zucker.
rich
got you,
artists, it's
Rizzy. I
very,
got you,
very
Rizzy.
difficult.
Hold on, Zucker. Go ahead, Riz.
Also,
Hold on, King. We gonna let Rizzy go. I got you, King. And we
thank you,
finna
bro.
get up out of here in a minute too.
I
We've been in
think I
here
think
5 hours.
I think I think a great way to look at Drake music is open format, right? Like Drake is like open and like always like interchanging and always like changing, right? And when it comes to the competitive nature of hip hop, he has albums that has outclassed eras, right? Where like you might have artists who still competing with Take Care and trying to figure out what he did 15 years ago. So the honest thing that artists like Jay Z and them don't want to admit is that they have to move around him. You know, music back in the day used to work like they used to do an album and they could live off that album for a year, 2 years, and wouldn't have to work. Drake made them work in a space of success. He wasn't just dropping mixtape after mixtape. He was like curating sounds for people's life. Like people grew up to Drake. So like, you know, they have to grow up as Drake. And as an artist myself, I can honestly speak. When Drake dropped, it was like because we entered the era because of the blog era and the internet, right? Where all artists was competing with everybody, whether you was signed or unsigned. Because if you was unsigned and you went viral, you had the hottest thing in the moment. Drake was still on top during those eras, the drill era, the Bobby Smurda era. So they have to move around him because he curates the sounds in a hit. And if and what he makes you realize is a lot of people can only rap, and that's not even that good. Some are like 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, and he always gives a 10 out of 10 performance because his secret thing is his writing. He writes everything like a hook. He writes everything melodically, and everything has a concept. He treats a song like an album and treats an album like a movie. So it just gives you something you could take everywhere in part of the house. You could just like you could get dressed to it, go out to it. I remember when if you reading this is too late for first drop. If you reading this is too late first drop. That was the first album in my life I seen everywhere. It was on the internet. It was in the streets. It was in the clubs. People was getting dressed to it, going out to it, partying to it. It was the craziest shit I ever seen. So like Drake just he open format forever changing, and they just got to move around them. They used to being buddy buddy and working together, but it's like they gotta, they gotta figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to stop. Like it's never going to stop. It's too many versions of one person.
It's a fact.
What they
Pushing.
say
Oh,
in
go ahead.
boxing, and still.
Go ahead. Go ahead, King. King.
Oh shit. Uh nah man, I was just gonna say I was gonna say like I feel like something about like like that's gonna be different for newer artists coming up is I feel like you have to kinda want to like be like the greatest. Like you can't just like I feel like you can't just it's not just gonna like come to you or like you really gotta like want it. Like I feel like if we follow like Drake's career, that nigga been wanting it. Like he been wanting it. You know what I'm saying? Like he came off the bat wanting that shit. And I feel like for a lot of other artists, one there's a lot of like competition for attention, but also it's not just that. There was always competition for attention, especially in Drake's era. But because of like the social media era, like attention is just like divided in even more ways. So like it's gonna be so like I think for a lot of artists, it's like it's hard for them to even aim to try to be the goat because I feel like so many artists are just kind of trying to like fully establish themselves, and hip hop media is not making it any easier at all. Like we see it every day. All they want to fucking talk about is like, yo man, let's talk about some like new Drake criticism or some new Drake narrative. They don't really do anything to push these other artists. So that also isn't like it's like obviously the artists have to want it, but also like there has to be some actual proper encouragement and motivation for these artists. Like you can see how we be doing these newer artists. We talk about NBA YoungBoy like he's some fucking whatever burger, even though he's literally like he's literally one of the craziest phenoms of the newer generation artists. He's easily one of the craziest phenoms. My nigga, if if niggas had no internet and you had to go strictly by like word of mouth, what you hear outside, the people you talk to, my nigga, you couldn't convince a lot of people that NBA YoungBoy wasn't bigger than like rappers like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. You literally wouldn't be able to. I'm so dead ass. You wouldn't be able to. Maybe that's like a slightly younger generation type of thing. Like I'm like 23, 24 right now. Maybe that's my generation type of thing, but I'm so dead ass. Like NBA Homeboy has a shit ton of fans. But it's also people like that, Don Toliver, my nigga, like Gunna. I feel like we kind of look at those artists and we don't even like try to consider them as proper serious hip hop artists. And I feel like that also kind of just.
Can I reply to him real quick? I'll make it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna do it,
Okay,
bro.
like the thing about that is, right, a lot of artists that's up and coming, right, they can't want it, right, because they fell into the scheme of social media. So they became more content creators than actual artists. They lose their passion because they put more work into content creating off what they already got than actually making the music that stick. The artists that you name, they strictly came up because of the internet. People forget that Drake is not an internet era rapper. Drake has been rapping since the days of handing out mixtapes, calling cards, and CDs. Drake didn't just come in the game with a viral single. He had mixtapes. He had projects that didn't work successfully at first, and people didn't believe in him. Once he got that thing from Lil Wayne, he really took off and kept going from there. He just changed through eras. Drake is so good on the internet because like it don't even boil you down to the internet. It's just him as a person. He's just the thing that people don't want to admit is he's just a likable guy. He's actually a lovable guy. He has a great personality, and he curated that thing that the industry built, the LL thing. He has the LL thing, the LL Cool J thing, where he's like the innovator for that. Is guys want to be like you, women want to be with you, and people are afraid to admit that they want to be like Drake because Drake, it, 80% of Drake shit is vulnerability. He raps from a vulnerable state, and being a black man, the thing is not to look vulnerable, so it goes against the programming of what like people know, even though that's not all they know, but they pretend. You get it? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
No, no, I get what you mean. I get what you mean, but also at the same time, like you said, like you said a lot of things that's like on point. But at the same time, I feel like we have to acknowledge that like whether these artists would like to or not, they are part of the internet era. So there is a sense of like some artists are better at how should I say this? They're better at garnering attention than other artists, but also at the same time, because hip hop doesn't actually do like hip hop media, it doesn't actually do it doesn't do hip hop justice, so that other artists can focus more on the music and then just be like, oh, I don't care about the social media shit. It's hard to just be like, oh, I don't care about that shit. Look at Kendrick Lamar. This nigga, Kendrick Lamar, loves to loves to be the black hero, culture this, culture that. That nigga was popping ass for Taylor Swift, Maroon 5, a bunch of other white artists. Why? Because he understood, yo, gang, like at some point you need to play the game. Some people play the game better than others. And some people just have certain advantages that others don't. Kendrick Lamar has that industry darling advantage. Others don't. Drake has that super kind of like, I don't know, something about Drake, my nigga. Like, it's really fucking easy to just be like, oh shit, this nigga's doing that. And then it's either love or hate. It's like he's polarizing, and for some reason, he's just really good at that. That's an advantage he has. Um,
Yeah.
J-
Artists like,
Really quickly,
like
one thing.
Real
Let's
quick,
not
real quick.
forget Kendrick Lamar made forced a white girl to say the N word on stage. But continue, sir.
Nah, that's facts. We
Did he
gonna end
do
that shit
that?
right there. He definitely did. He definitely did. But we been in this motherfucker.
but yeah,
We
y'all
been,
get what I mean, yeah?
She
yeah,
wouldn't
we
say
got
nigga.
this. We got. What you say, Zuka? What you say? My fault. What you say?
No, no, no. I was gonna say she wasn't saying the word nigga. He stopped the music. He said, "No, you gonna say it." And I swear to God, yo, he kept playing the shit, and he would stay quiet in the my nigga part, and he forced her. She didn't want to say it. I could tell, bro. He a evil nigga.
What
And he was
song?
and he was being freaky with the white girl. So that's motherfucker remember that. But I'm sorry, I hate to meet y'all, but we've been in here for 5 hours, and it's 2 a.m. in Iraq, and my nigga G left us, so we gotta end this motherfucker. Shout out to y'all that came in here. Uh, my brother Gold or Nabble or somebody, we should have one tomorrow. You know what I mean? Let's do some Sunday chill stuff. We can't curse as much because Tracy gonna pull up. We can't play no rap music. We gonna just keep it, to Drake R&B, and then we gonna chill tomorrow. We can continue the conversation. One of y'all should host something so we can continue this because we were chilling. I didn't think it was gonna be this long. Like this was a light day, but it turned out to be one of our longest space. So shout out to y'all, man. I hate to cut it short, but I'm tired. Niggas been smoking and drinking and doing stuff, so I'm about to go chill. Shout out to the members. Y'all know how we do. If we still in here, I'm gonna call on you. Shout out if whatever you want to shout out. Say some wise words for the people, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Rizzy, I'll start with you. Shout out to you, bro. I don't think you ever came up here. I think you might be new in here, but shout out to you for coming over here and kicking some shit. Sorry we had to cut your wisdom short. We've been in here for a couple hours, but you was definitely cooking. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
Yeah, shout out to y'all. And remember, Kendrick got the industry, Drake got the people. The industry don't work without the people, so they need Drake.
Talk, talk heavy. Respect that. Vision, what up, gang? Appreciate you for pulling up with us.
Shout out Night Owls. Another good discussion. We got the handbags out, but it's okay.
That's a fact. Shout out Vision for pulling up with us. Uh, y'all remember a couple weeks ago, Vision was up in here arguing with that dude. They tried to turn Vision against us. He said that Vision was working for I don't know who they said, the Democrats or
He was a
something.
funny guy. That guy. He was like a on white collar kind of guy, American guy, asking weird questions and like wanting to get into politics and shit like that.
And he ain't been back.
Interesting people.
Yeah, he ain't been back since, so he might have been a spy. Tracy, you still there? You want to say something before we get out of here?
Dope conversation as usual. Everybody have a blessed Sunday.
Yes, yes. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all fourth. Hope y'all got outside and had some, some barbecue and seen some fireworks and all that. And then we might be in here tomorrow. Y'all listen to Tracy. Y'all have a great Sunday. My brother Inedible, you want to say anything?
Yeah, man. Shout out everybody. Another good, conversation. good night, minus the little, whatever. But, shout out, Blue Kitty, Big Sis, Tracy, Vision. Rizzy, I know you know Zuka, Ray, Blood, he probably sleep. My sis Treese, Bobby, everybody, man. Like, I don't want to miss nobody. But yeah, good conversation. We probably gonna pop back in here tomorrow for some more news. So, y'all be safe. Good night. Good morning, actually.
Yeah,
Facts,
y'all
definitely
have a good
more.
night for sure.
Yes, sir. Zuka, appreciate you for pulling up. Gang, you want to say something?
Yeah, good conversation. Just food for thought for the room. Um, Kendrick Lamar makes black music for white people. I just want y'all to, this is my last thing.
That's a
Kendrick
fact.
Lamar makes black music for white people. That nigga's a fake civil
Plantation
rights
Park.
activist and a white supremacist, and that's all I gotta say.
In fact, you heard it here first. Clip it. Put that shit on headline. All right, Truth, it's on you.
As always, just appreciate all the aisles for pulling up. Appreciate everybody that came up and spoke. Even the one that was pissing me off. As always, we love having these conversations. We love like having y'all up here and talking to us, even if you do like Papoose or whatever the fuck he had going on. Um, Other than that, like I hope y'all had a great 4th of July. Like we really appreciate y'all pulling up. We was thinking about canceling it because we didn't think nobody would pull up, but like as long as y'all pull up, we gonna keep having these. So other than that, hope y'all have a good night.
And you know what's crazy? We didn't even say this, but on Monday, we got Truth birthday coming up. So we gonna have a special space to do something on Monday because it's the Queen's birthday on Monday. So we gonna turn up and shit because you are one of the first people on this app doing this Drake stuff. So we definitely gonna salute you on Monday. We have another space tomorrow night, and we go into midnight. We gonna sing "Happy Birthday" to you in that mug. It might be one of them. All right, man. Shout out to the members. Y'all know if y'all in here, y'all on YouTube or y'all going on YouTube, this is all recorded. I encourage y'all to go to our YouTube video channel to subscribe and listen to these back. Even if you was in here, I think listening to them back be a whole different experience. You pick up other stuff that you missed on. You hear yourself saying stuff. I think it's a great listening experience. So make sure y'all subscribe, listen to these conversations back. We drop them Monday and through all the rest of the week. So again, we might be in here tomorrow. I hope somebody do a space tomorrow. I really want to do a space tomorrow to chill and just, have a laid back space. So hopefully we do that. And then we'll get on to the next
Oh
shit.
yeah,
Like,
shout out to Go for having that space yesterday, fire space.
oh yes, yes, shout out to Go. That space was lit. Yeah, it was decent. He had some technical difficulties, but we was in there chilling. So hopefully we can run that back tomorrow. You know, let me know, man. We'll do something. All right, shout out to the members. I ain't gonna play nothing because it's late and I'm tired. So shout out to y'all. I love y'all. We'll see y'all.